Since I announced my candidacy, people keep asking me why I'm running for office. On my counter, why not? For as long as I've been alive, I've never seen anyone who looks like me and has the same experiences get a seat at the table. Oh, sorry. As a trans person, society tells me I'm lucky to be alive, never thrive. All of society is set up for trans people to fail, unless we fit cis hetero norms and live stealth lives.
You got this, Alex. You got that.
No one can know you're trans. I'm paraphrasing, but this is what people tell me. Usually under the guise of keeping me safe, keeping me alive. Alex, don't be a poster child. Alex, don't put a target on your back. What I hear is, Alex, you don't get a seat at the table. But you know, I'm tired of shouting from the wings. I want that seat at the table. I want a trans kid in Chariho fighting their school district for basic accommodations to know they have a voice at the table, a voice that won't forget them or sell them out, a voice that knows how hard it is to learn when you're not treated with the same dignity and respect as everyone else. Why am I running for office? I worked for a bank during the financial crisis in 2008. They made $16 billion that year and still got a $75 billion bailout from the government. The workers, we got no year-end bonuses, no pay raises, just cut health benefits and stricter metrics. The CEOs and other executives, they got millions. It's time we ensured workers get a living wage and corporations pay their fair share. Why am I running for office? Mine and thousands of other Rhode Islanders' healthcare is hanging on by just an executive order. We're tired of the anxiety attack of what happens to our access to healthcare if an ally isn't in office. I'm running because I'm tired of fighting my private insurance company for the medications it's now legally required to cover. It's also why I support Medicare for all. Why am I running for office? My grandmother's taught me that there is no problem too large to tackle if you're willing to work hard enough and put in the effort. I don't see most elected officials on Smith Hill willing to do either of those things to tackle the issues facing not only our state, but the country and the world. I love living in Rhode Island. I don't want to leave. It's my favorite place. I personally do not want to see it swallowed up by rising sea levels in a decade or so. We must decarbonize by 2030 to avoid that reality. I really can't stress this enough. I don't want to be a climate refugee. I don't think anyone in this room wants to be either. So, if like me, you're tired of pouring your heart out in committee hearings for bills that go nowhere, if you believe climate change is real, healthcare is a human right, and people are more important than corporations, I know you'll be just as excited as I am to hear about the Rhode Island Political Cooperative. So, I joined the cooperative because I fought the establishment and I lived to tell the tale. I learned many lessons on the campaign trail last cycle, but the most important thing I learned managing Rep. Maura Walsh's race was that we'd have lost if we'd done it alone. We had help from Matt Brown's campaign one weekend. We hit her entire district in a weekend. We worked with Aaron Regenberg's campaign. We knocked doors, and he sent me a handily timed group of volunteers for Get Out the Vote on primary day. The Young Dems, SOPAC, and the Rhode Island Gun Coalition knocked doors with us, and they made phone calls. We won with teamwork and tireless dedication from volunteers. The hardest part about campaigning is getting out your message. That requires money, and it requires people. Money to make mailers, to make stickers, to put up signs, but people to knock doors and make phone calls. The co-op allows us to identify volunteers like you and help us strategize where and when and who to send the most help. It's no longer every progressive candidate for themselves. We're all in this together. And when we work together, there's no task too huge for us to accomplish. So I'm running for office because I want a seat at the table. But I also want everyone else to have a seat at the table. Thank you so much for coming.